Hi there, back with another video review, and here we have the 1/18 scale Bugatti Chiron made by GT Autos, which is a brand that's owned by Welly. Now, just a bit of a background on how I got this model. So yesterday I actually visited a Diecast hobby store near my workplace, and it was there that I actually bumped into a fellow diecast model reviewer on YouTube who goes by the handle Virtu Toys, and well, he actually owns that particular store. So for those of you who are familiar with Amcorp Mall, yeah, his store is located at level 1. I will list down the details in the description box below. And yeah, without further ado, let's just start the review from the side. So taking a look at the side profile of this Bugatti Chiron by GT Autos, I think they have done a pretty good job with the bodywork. I mean, in terms of the short lines, there is not a huge gap in between the door and the body, as well as the front hood with with the body, which I will show later on. And a cool feature of this model is that it does come with door windows. So I'm just gonna bring it closer. So I think the details are really nicely captured on this model. I mean, in terms of the paintwork as well, no complaints really. So let's just move on to the front. So from the front, again, no complaints. And another fun feature, cool feature actually, is that, well, if I tilt it a little bit, you can see that, the grills on this model are actually, as in they actually go through, there are holes to it. I'm not sure if you can actually see it. I'm trying to tilt it in a way that you can actually see some sort of a, well, it's not a reflection, it's sort of a there's some things inside, basically to show that it actually, the grills are really do have holes to it. Same thing with the grills at the bottom here, they actually go all the way through as well. And well, in terms of the Bugatti logo, yes, there is a bit of a chip right there. Well, I do want to point out that it's not Virtu Toys' fault for selling me this model, okay? Basically, at his store is actually sort of a platform where he invites sellers or vendors to place their products at his store. So, if the defects that you get, all of these things, he was actually kind enough to explain to me, to inform me that this model has certain defects before I bought it. So really nice of him to warn me beforehand, but I still decided to get it. So yeah, just a bit of a chip right there. And yeah, the other thing that he pointed out was a bit of a paint blemish right over here. But these are just minor nitpicks. In terms of the headlights, details are just okay. A plus point is there is no visible pack. Well, for those of you who've watched my review on the Bugatti Chiron Sport that's made by Burago, yeah, I'll probably do a comparison between the two models so that you guys can have a sort of an overview of which model manufacturer actually does it better. Anyway, here is the other side. So no complaints here. So let's just move on to the back. So the details on the back are nicely captured as well. For the Bugatti logo over here, it actually has a 3D effect to it, so that's very, very cool. and as you can see, it's placed along the it does have some nice carbon texturing on it. And then just looking at the exhaust right over here, I think the details are okay. And for the grills, this one over here, it's the same thing with the grills at the front, whereby they actually have holes to it, so it does go all the way through. But I'm not sure if my lighting is capturing it perfectly, but in hand I can actually see parts of the engine right inside, so that's really nice. So I'm just gonna lift it up a little bit. So I think it's pretty visible that the rear spoiler does, it's actually functional where you can deploy it. I will show that later on in the opening features. So let's just quickly move on to the wheels. So the wheels do spin, but as you can hear, it's actually brushing against the brake calipers right there, making so in that sense it's not really spinning very smoothly. And yeah, for this particular rear wheel, it does have a bit of paint blemish on it as well. But it's only this particular wheel. With the rest, the other three wheels, the two front wheels and the back wheel on the other side, fortunately it doesn't have this paint spray effect. I could probably dismantle the model and just rub off the paint work on it, but it's a bit of a hassle to do it, so I'm just going to leave it like that. But just looking at it, a good thing of this model is the brake disc actually moves along with the wheels. And I think in terms of the paint job on the tire rims, I think it's actually done very nicely. It has sort of a gunmetal gray look to it, and it does for the brake disc, it does go through the blue brake caliper right there. And same thing with the front wheel, which you can turn left and right. But another defect that I found is that when I turn the wheels to this side, it just sort of locks right over there. I think it's actually scratching against the body. So yeah, but again, just a minor nitpick. And now let's focus on the opening features. So as I've mentioned, the shut lines on this model are done very nicely. So as you can see, there's not much of a gap between the front hood with the body. So good thing with the GT Autos model is that with the box that it comes in, it does come with this tool to help you to just reach into those fine areas right there. So I'm just going to push it in and lift it up. There we go. So just to bring your attention to the hinges on either side, so it does have sort of some blue paint on it. I'm not sure how it got there, but I've seen other reviewers, other reviews on this model on YouTube, and it does have the same issue as well. So in terms of quality control by GT Autos, I think they still have to work a little bit harder on that aspect. Anyway, so here is how it looks like at the front. So it's a storage compartment. It does have some pretty nice level of details to it, but there is no carpet texturing whatsoever. And we can also open the doors. I'm gonna just slot in the tool to get it to open. So let's take a look at the interior. So I think, GT Autos, I would have to commend them for the good job for the interior. And well, for the carpeting, for the carpet, it does have a soft carpet texturing, almost velvet-like. So the seats are done very nicely as well. So I'm just going to close this door and open the door on the other side. And let's check out the interior on this, from the passenger's seat. So the details, again, with the interior are very, very nicely done. And well, just like the Bugatti Chiron Sport made by Burago, we can't access the engine, as in you can't lift it up and open to see what's inside. But yeah, I'm just going to bring it a little bit closer, show you guys how the engine, well, the top part of it. So you do have the W16 label on it and the 1500 horsepower label on the side as well. And it actually has sort of a 3D effect to it. I mean, it's kind of embossed to these parts right there, so that's pretty cool. And as mentioned earlier, you can deploy the rear spoiler. So there is no button whatsoever, unlike the AutoArt model. So you've just got to put your 2 fingers right there. But do take care when you are lifting this up, because I worry that the part may be a little bit fragile. So yeah, I've got it out, and let's just take a look at the the underneath of the spoiler. So it does have some pretty nice details, very, very nice details actually. Unlike the Bugatti Chiron Sport by Burago, that one is all just one solid plastic piece, whereas this one by GT Autos, it does have some fairly nice details to it. And I just want to show you guys, the hinges are really functional in a way. Yeah, as you can see, cool feature. And yeah, not sure if the camera is picking it up, but just once I lift up the rear spoiler, it does have some carbon texturing on the side and a grille in the center. But I think the grille right over here doesn't have any holes to it. So I'm just gonna place it back in and show you guys the base. So here, basically this is how it looks like. And then the top profile. Well then, overall, yeah, I mean, this model does have a little bit of QC, quality control issues, but on the, if you look at it on the whole, it does look very nice when you just leave it on display on your cabinet or your shelf. So I think, and I got this at a relatively good price from Virtu Toys. This costs similar to the Bugatti Chiron Sport that I, the one that's made by Burago. So I think it's really nice to have both of those models in my collection. And as I've mentioned earlier on, I would I may actually do a comparison between the two models. So yes, just stay tuned for that. Well, I guess that's all for now. Thanks for watching.